What if the secret to unlocking your best performance isn't just about how you train, but in how you fuel your body? You have probably always heard how important it is to take your nutrition seriously and how we need to eat properly to perform at our best. However, sometimes it can be hard to understand why it is so important, and because of that, also to stay motivated with our diet and nutrition. And then before we know it, we start to eat worse and worse and our performance suffers. Today, we will change that. Because in today's video, which is the third part of a 4-part series, I'll go over 5 ways how you can use something as simple as nutrition to shape your success in your football career. Let's begin. Number 1. Football fuel. When we step out on the field, we want to be able to affect the game in the ways that we know that we can affect it. We have trained hard on the pitch and in the gym, we have analyzed our games and done our research, we have done everything we need to do to be able to shine out on the field, but still our performance doesn't live up to that. The problem may then be our nutrition, which is the fuel that we need to translate our hard work into success on the pitch. But what exactly do we need to eat to be able to realize that potential? We can split our nutrition into 2 main categories: macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients can then be split into 3 categories: protein, fats, and carbohydrates. And it's the carbohydrates that should be your best friend, because that is what will fuel you out on the pitch. Carbohydrates, or carbs as it's also called, is found in a wide variety of foods like pasta, rice, potatoes, and bread, and a lot more. The key here is to not just consume carbs, but the right carbs, because there are 2 main categories of carbs and you should learn when to eat from which specific category. I won't get too scientific today, but what you should know is that your body absorbs different carbohydrates at different speeds. There are slower carbohydrates and there are faster carbohydrates. During a week, we can then use this to our advantage. For example, during a normal training day, most of you probably train in the afternoon or in the evening, then an optimal nutrition schedule will look something like 8 a.m. breakfast, slow carbs, 12 p.m. lunch, medium to slow carbs, 3 p.m. snack, medium to fast carbs, 5 p.m. training, 6:30 p.m. post-training snack, fast carbs, 8 p.m. dinner, medium to fast carbs. It may look different for you depending on when you train, but the key takeaway is that the closer we are in relation to a training or a game, the faster the carbs we want to consume, and the further away we are, the slower the carbs we want to consume. You can imagine it a bit like building up a reserve of carbs. Slow carbs will stay longer and give you a solid foundation of energy. Quick carbs can be used for bursts of energy before or after sessions, but they don't stay for long. Learning to balance these 2 will ensure that you always maximize your energy throughout the week, and that will then allow you to have a better and more consistent performance level. Number 2, shape your body. A big part of being a high-level footballer is staying in shape. The problem, however, is that we're all different. We all have different body types. For example, some players put on weight easier than others, while some players struggle to put on the muscle that they want. Then there are a lot of diets and training plans going around today claiming this and that, but in reality, there's really only one scientific way to change your body composition. That is by altering our nutrition, specifically the amount of calories that we consume. It's really just simple maths. Calories are just a measure of energy, and simply put, the more calories we consume, the more energy we get into our body. When we train and move, we then use up that energy. When people put on weight, it's because they consume more calories than they use. And when people struggle to put on weight, like I did for a long time, it's because they consume less calories than they use. The solution then is to learn how many calories on average you burn on a given day. Let's say I burn on average 3,000 calories per day. If I eat 2,500 calories a day over time, that will make me lose weight. If I eat 3,500 calories a day over time, that will make me gain weight. The number of calories you burn will depend on a certain number of factors, like age, activity level, genetics, and a lot more. I suggest you do your own research on this to get closer to a number that you can start from. Then you need to experiment to find the sweet spot for you. To track the calories I consumed in a day, I used an app called MyFitnessPal to track every single thing that I ate during a day. That made me realize that I consumed far too few calories in a day to allow me to gain the muscle that I wanted to gain. What I then did was to adjust my caloric intake, combine that with a consistent gym routine, and after a few months, I started to notice that I finally had started to gain some weight and some muscle. Number 3, staying healthy. I promise this point won't be as long. To improve as a footballer, you have to put in the work. And to put in the work, you need to get yourself to the pitch and the gym. However, if you often get sick or injured, you won't be able to do that. And you have to constantly restart, and you won't reach the momentum in your career that you need. By consuming foods high in antioxidants, vitamins and minerals, you ensure that your immune system is well supported so you don't get sick as easily, and also it helps in reducing inflammation, which is a big cause of injury. This category mostly includes your fruits and your vegetables. See? Told you. Number 4, recovery and growth. Another reason why you may struggle to put on the muscle that you want, or that you struggle with niggles and pains, is that you're not consuming enough of another macronutrient. What happens when we train and play is that we start to break down our muscles. More specifically, the small strings of fiber that all muscle are built on. To repair these muscle fibers and to recover faster, we need to consume another micronutrient, and that is protein. You can see protein as the building blocks for your damaged muscles, and by consuming enough protein on a consistent basis, you will ensure quicker recovery times, less time spent on the sidelines, and an overall easier process in building muscle. Studies recommend to consume around 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight every day. I weigh 77 kilograms, so for me that equates to around 130 to 150 grams of protein per day. If you're trying to build muscle or cut weight, I'd recommend going towards the higher range of that daily protein intake to make sure that you have the proper amount of building blocks to be able to build new muscle, but also to keep the muscle you already have if you're cutting weight. Number 5, a smarter footballer. In the previous video where we talked about how sleep affects your overall performance, one of the chapters related to how getting the proper amount of REM sleep will help you reset your brain to be able to react quicker and take smarter decisions on the field. Sleep is one piece of the puzzle. Your nutrition is another. By consuming the right foods, you can actually change your brain chemistry to help you out on the pitch. But what foods are we talking about here? Primarily the final macronutrient, which often gets a bad rep: fats. However, it's important to note that not all fats are good for you, but consuming healthy and unsaturated fats like omega-3 found in fish, nuts and seeds is a great way to optimize your brain health and function. Vitamins and minerals found in vegetables will also help in this regard. In combination, consuming a good amount of healthy fats and vegetables will help your brain work more efficiently, and your brain will help you take better decisions out on the field. You can dive so much deeper into nutrition than we've done today, but with the knowledge you should have gained from today's video, you should be able to make the right decisions on a more consistent basis to improve your performance and overall health. If you would like a more detailed and more comprehensive video on nutrition in the future, let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you have watched the previous 2 videos, you should start getting the hang of things and understand that by getting these relatively small things and habits right, those habits start to add up and compound over time, which gives us a much better, stronger and healthier foundation to rely upon when we put in the hard work. But that's all for this time. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.